Welcome back, everyone, to our next episode in Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. If you have not seen the campaign to this point, there's a link in the description that will take you back to the beginning. We have reached negotiations for a peace with the Empire of Japan, in which we will get a number of ships, basically 2 battleships, 4 heavy cruisers, and 100 million in funds. And somebody suggested in the comments after one of the recent videos that something we can do instead of just scrapping these ships is that we could, in fact, mothball them, and then our allies might offer to buy them. So that's something that I'm going to look into doing with the ships that I got from other nations, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so here's another chance to really stick it to the French. Small fleet for myself, 3 battleships, 3 heavy cruisers, facing 1 battleship, 2 heavy cruisers, and a whole slew of light cruisers and torpedo boats. Should be fun. So this is the same fleet that I fought my last battle with. So I've got some damage left over from that because we didn't take them into port. We'll need to remember to do that after this battle because Limburg, Michel, and Aguirre do have some damage from that previous fight. This time I'm going to go right with our battleships, and we're going to go off to the left with the heavy cruisers. Looks like he's got screens, but they're all in behind the battleships. So we'll go up and around with the heavy cruisers this way and see if we can pick them off. I think there's just the 1 battleship this time and some heavy cruisers. So we'll try to take out the battleship first. He's got some big guns on the side of this thing. And hopefully the next time we fight, we'll be taking out the Dreadnoughts for a spin. We're staying in a tight formation with the battleships so we can keep as much firepower on the St. Louis as possible at one time. He's got 11-inch guns, 14 inches of armor. He is firing on Elster and our other heavies at the moment, but so Elster in particular was designed to take on the light ships. It's really not designed to take on battleships. Speaking of battleships, we got a flash fire on the St. Louis. Looks like his front turret just went up. Same problem the French had in the last battle. The French apparently do not have a lot of protection around their armor storage, so we're getting a lot of flash fires from causing, or not armor, but their powder storage. So we're hitting those powder magazines and causing them to go up in flames. You want an idea of what happens when you hit a powder magazine like that? Look at what happened to the USS Arizona at Pearl Harbor. That's what happened there. That bomb went down right into where all the explosives were, and it just put the whole ship up. And half the casualties that happened at Pearl Harbor happened on the Arizona in that one explosion in the aftermath. Alright, so we can see most of his ships now. So now the goal here, I'm actually going to bring these guys into a tight formation too, is to start lighting up the light ships. We do not want this torpedo boat's getting in close. He's only got a 0.6 kilometer range on his torpedoes though, so I guess we don't have to worry too much about that. We've got our 6-inch guns. They should be able to deal with the torpedo boats. Hopefully soon, before he gets in any closer. Oh, we just landed a nice hit on one of the heavy cruisers. They've got 6.3-inch guns. Alright, Aguirre. Let's take these guys out. I don't like how close they're getting. I think that heavy cruiser might be toast. Not enough flooding happening elsewhere, but we did damage his engine and his rudder. The problem is these torpedo boats are driving me away from the rest of the fleet by causing me to keep my distance, because I don't want to cross in over them and risk getting hit by their torpedoes. In the meantime, these 3 light cruisers are shadowing me over here. How are we doing? We've landed a few hits, but nothing major there. I'm going to drop the speed down, which should increase our accuracy. Oh, these torpedo boats are getting in really close now. We're still just out of their torpedo range, though. Why are we not sinking these guys? How could we miss at this range? Bouncing back and forth, keeping an eye on things here. Our big guns just have a really hard time hitting these torpedo boats because they're so small. There we go. Took care of that one. Back over here. All right, there's a penetration with fire on this light cruiser, the Mont Piquet. He's toast. He's got flooding across the entire bottom. Oh, Aguirre, what are you doing, buddy? Why did he turn like that? I must have accidentally clicked something that caused them to do that. That was definitely not intentional. But the problem is we are just eking into torpedo range. This one's got 0.9 kilometer range. So he's probably gonna drop some torpedoes. Yeah, he just did. He put some torpedoes in the water. And I am gonna get nailed by that torpedo. It's a dud! Ah! Actually, it might have hit that other torpedo boat. The wreckage was right in the way. Alright, let's get back over here and see what's happening. These light cruisers are getting in close, and I'm not a huge fan of that. Okay, we've got 2 more torpedo boats up close to think about. We just hit one way out in the distance too. There's a couple more that are over here. We still got the heavy cruisers out in the middle though, that I'd like to be able to deal with. 3 more light cruisers coming up in front of us here. So we've cleared out all of the torpedo boats that were giving us trouble on the battleships, so now we can focus on his 2 heavy cruisers. Meanwhile, his 3 light cruisers over here started making a run straight at my heavy cruiser, so we sank the lead one, and we're trying to get the other 2 before they can get in range with their torpedoes. Elster is taking a little bit of flooding in the back, but nothing serious, nothing we can't handle. As long as it doesn't spread anywhere else and we don't take any further penetration. But I am a little bit nervous about how close he's getting with these light cruisers, because he's just about in torpedo range on the Michelle. And I'm sure he's going to put some in the water as soon as he's able to, but thankfully we've got a decent angle here to where it's going to be tough on him. Let's go back and take a look and see what's happening over here. We're going to have to probably start closing the distance a little bit. Let's go ahead and slow down our speed here so we can get better accuracy. We got about 20% accuracy right now. There's a big hit. Oh, that was lovely. That sinks him. He's done. Okay, we've got 1 more heavy cruiser to deal with, while our heavies deal with these light cruisers over here. Just nailed the Jurien de la Gravière and then the Duquesne, and that'll pretty much do it for this battle. I think a few of his torpedo boats got away just like last time, but that's fine. We just have to remember to take this squadron into port when we're done, because we definitely have some damage that's got to be dealt with, and we'll want to resupply as well. See how long it takes to take out the duplex. There we go. Big hit. Big hit. Yeah, he's done. There goes the light cruiser. We still got one light cruiser to try and deal with, but honestly, we're going to go ahead and let him get away. Lost 161 crew, took out 3,000 of the French, 27,000 victory points versus 128. Another big, big victory. And now we bring out the Dreadnoughts. Oh, it's time. It is time, and this is going to be fun because all three of our Dreadnoughts are going to see action, along with the Freya, the Admiral Graf Spee, a couple of light cruisers, Schwalbe, and Frank II, and the Pillau. We're going up against one battleship, two heavy cruisers, two light cruisers, and a torpedo boat. This is going to be a bloodbath. All right, let's take a look at these bad boys. Here's the Jane Lew up front. Oh, now that is a battleship, my friends. We're starting to get into view. We're going to bring the battleships to this side. The strategy I've been using, I think, has been working. Splitting off our escorts on one side. I'm dropping the light cruisers in with the Graf Spee and the Freya. Graf Spee's same as I forget the name of the class, but the 6-inch gun's good against smaller ships. Freya's got the 9-inch gun, so we've got a nice mix there. And then the three big bad boys are going to go this way. Got the superimposed guns now. Oh, we already landed a couple of hits. They didn't do a lot of damage because they didn't penetrate from this distance, but... Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and start moving to the side now so that we can get all 6 of our 13-inch guns firing. We're going to drop our speed so we can get better accuracy. We're already at 18%. Looks like we're firing high explosives right now. So we'll probably start some fires. That's why we're not getting penetration at the moment. I should probably tell them to switch that over to armor-piercing shells. Let's see what happens when we get some 13-inch armor-piercing. They might go right through it. Up to 41% accuracy in climbing. Alright, here comes the 13s with armor piercing. There we go. Oh, yeah! Now we're talking. $320 damage, 387, 314, 513, 312. And that was just from the Jane Lew. Oh my gosh, look at this thing. Get a glimpse of where things are with our escorts. We'll start bringing them in a little closer, I think. As soon as we finish off the battleship, we'll go ahead and switch back, I think, to high explosive. Oh, brutal. Not sure if that's been enough flooding to sink it yet. There it goes. Extensive fire. Yeah, we'll switch back to auto because against these smaller ships we're probably going to want to use high explosive. You're next, buddy. The Condé. These are some old tech ships that the French are trotting out right now. Here come the 13s. We missed. Oh, I love just looking at it. Let's look at it in real time, though. But we'll speed up to the next time the 13s fire. Because right now our 8s and our 4s are firing. So we've got 8-inch guns on the side there. We've got all these casemate 4-inch guns. It's a lot of firepower. Let's get over here and look at our heavy cruisers. They're just dealing with these 2 light cruisers. Haven't really taken any damage yet. We do have a fire up front, but nothing really to worry about here. I should probably get our secondaries firing on this torpedo boat, at least from the Jane Lou. Go back and check on the status with the light cruisers. We've lit both of them up pretty good. Let's fire some smoke from the Anne Frank and the Schwabe. See what Anne Frank's done so far. They haven't actually caused any damage on any of the ships yet. Torpedoes are 1.2 kilometer range, so they're not quite there yet. Really not causing, I was just about to say, not causing much damage to the heavy cruisers, but we just lit this one up pretty good. Alright, we're going to go ahead and turn in toward these heavy cruisers. Try to close the angle a little bit. There goes one light cruiser, the other one's pretty close. Alright, we took out the torpedo boat on the other side. So I'm going to switch again to armor piercing because it seems like we're firing a lot of high explosives and they're not penetrating much. There we go. Torpedo detonation. Now we're lighting them up. So we're going to also come in from this side. This heavy cruiser's taking it from both sides now. Surprised this one hasn't sunk yet. There they go. Got him now. Oh yeah, beautiful. Once we switch to that armor piercing, it really does the damage. See how quickly we can take out the Condé. I want to get these battleships going up against the best the battleships that the French has. We haven't really faced them yet. This was a nice shakedown for us, but we need to take on the big boys. Lovely. Just an absolute pummeling. He's done. Alright. There are more ships out there, but we can't probably chase them down. So we'll just kind of let this thing run out. There we go. Another great victory. Just really sticking it to the French. My concern right now is that the British are doing everything they can to try and escalate to war. It seems like every turn they're choosing to try and escalate tension, and I keep trying to choose to bring tension down. So at some point, if they're successful and I'm not, we may end up at war with the British, and that's not something I'm ready for. We conquered northern Rhodesia of Zambia. We failed in our efforts to improve things with the British. So let's take a look at that situation. The British have us at minus 94, which is super, super close. They have 668,000 tons. We have 414,000. So our power rating is actually 94% of theirs now that we have those Dreadnoughts. So I think that helps a lot. We've also got some new guns that are available to us, and I think it might be time to go in. Where are we at on? We're only using 31,000 of our shipbuilding capacity, and we do have a positive monthly balance. So let's go ahead and back into the ship design, see what we can come up with. So I've gone in and made a couple of tweaks to our Dreadnought. Added some 8-inch guns, a second set of 8-inch guns on each side, and give us a little bit more firepower, especially against those secondaries. And I balanced out the ratio of HE to AP shells, so we get more armor-piercing shells. Those seem to be more successful, at least so far. Balance is still pretty good. Everything else looks pretty good. A little more weight now on it. And we're going to go ahead and start building a couple more of these Dreadnoughts, and we'll start phasing out a few more of our older battleships. Another big victory for us on land, where we've pushed back their offensive in southern Germany. 614,000 losses for the French, just 126,000 for us. We have slightly improved relations with the British, and there's a possibility of a battle here. It looks like some heavy cruisers and a light cruiser against 4 light cruisers. You know what? I'm going to try to just let that one skip on by. It's not going to do a lot for us in the grand scheme of things. We need to take out his battleships. Let's take a look and see where he's at. He's got 8 battleships, 21 heavy cruisers, 30 light cruisers, 34 torpedo boats. He's building 38 ships. And the power rating now, we're at 80% of what the British have, because we just scrapped a few of the older ships that I had in my fleet. The French have a $9 billion yearly naval budget to our $5.7 billion. So long term, they're going to catch up to us. So we need to sink some more of these ships. What's he got sitting right here? Just a torpedo boat. So we need to find where the French Navy is and get after him. Looks like maybe down here. Nah, it's just a heavy cruiser. Torpedo boat there. Where are his battleships? Are they in the Mediterranean maybe? That's another torpedo boat. I don't know. He must have them in port somewhere. Yeah, it looks like some of his ships are in port there. Not a lot of them, but some. All right, we've got one more opportunity to take the 3 big boys out for a spin. This time facing no battleships. It's just going to be 4 heavy cruisers, 4 light cruisers, and 2 torpedo boats. This is going to be ugly. Not for me, for him. All right, no sooner have we gotten into the action than we already landed a big hit on his lead heavy cruiser. So we're going to start moving into position so we can get all our batteries firing. Get that rear battery going as best we can here. And then I'm going to start sending the escort fleet, 3 light cruisers, 2 heavy cruisers, which got some damage there. The Freya and the Schwalbe, we got to get them in for repairs after this fight. Let's go ahead and get our smoke going. Gneisenau's in the lead this time. Jane Liu in the rear. I just want to watch this thing fire. It's going to be beautiful. Put it on real time. So one of the things I love is how you see the one turret down and the other, or one barrel down and the other up as they're reloading the turrets, and then they raise as they're ready to fire. Love it. Here we go. We're going to see them fire here in a second. Those are all the secondaries going. Here come the mains. Oh, yeah. And now you see them go down as they reload. That was a lot of firepower coming down on that lead cruiser. Alright, I think we got the first one taken care of. He's got flooding all the way along. He's not going to survive that, so let's go ahead and switch our firepower to the next one in line. Meanwhile, we're going to bring up the light cruisers on this side. The Colbert. All my big guns and all my small guns are firing on these guys right now. They're gonna run right into the other ship that's sinking. Way to go, Captain. It actually might have protected him a little bit. Alright, his torpedo boats are coming out and going to try to make a run on us here. I don't want a loose formation. Give me a tight formation. I think we can go up to 5x speed on this one. I'm not too threatened by these guys. There goes number 2 heavy cruiser. I really want to take on his battleships, though. I don't want to be taking these big battleships out to take on light cruisers and torpedo boats. Oh, just such destructive firepower. Honestly, at this point, I think easily our light cruisers and heavy cruisers could take care of business. Alright, we're going to go ahead and come around now with our escort fleet and see if we can't finish off these last couple of light cruisers. Oh yeah. That was, I think that was the Graf Spee that may have fired the kill shots there. Our escort's getting in nice and close, doing some real damage here. I like it. And Frank too, right in the center of the action. They landed a nice 6-inch shot. And there we go. Another massive destruction of a French squadron. Here we go. We're going to do one last fight in this episode. Oh my gosh, is this going to be a massive one. 4 French battleships, 2 heavy cruisers. Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 light cruisers. A whole bunch of torpedo boats. This is a big fleet. We did peel off one of the heavy cruisers and one of the light cruisers for repairs. And so now we're dealing with a smaller escort fleet this time. But we still have those 3 big boys. This is going to be fun. So here we go on the approach now. We've already landed some damage on the lead ship. I do want to make sure that we are firing armor-piercing shells with our 13-inch guns on these battleships. I also want to turn our angle a little bit here. And then we're going to start coming around them from this side with the 2 light cruisers. We've got the Pilau, the Anne Frank II, and the Admiral Graf Spee. Alright, we're taking a little bit of hits. Battleship's actually got some decent sized guns on it. Let's see how these 13s do. The angle's not great. as far as getting penetration from the big guns, but I think we should be able to. They all missed. Ah, there we got a couple of hits. Penetration, fire, flooding. He's going to try to drop back in the formation now after all of that. All his escorts are in the back there. I might have been better off to go the other way, but we'll still go this way. It'll be alright. Oh yeah, we did some major damage in that salvo. In fact, I think he might sink. He certainly will here. Oh yeah. 12 hits. On to the next one. I do want to be careful here, as he's going to have an opportunity to fire on our secondaries with his battleships. Jane Liu took some damage. Not much accuracy on that shot. Alright, let's start going after these secondaries on this side. There's a nice hit. Who landed that one? And Frank had a 4-inch hit and a 6-inch. Pilau has a couple of decent hits as well. We are just lighting up his battleships right now. All three of them that are left are right there. Alright, big hits on the Pilau. Gotta be careful here. Yeah, let's get everybody firing on the nearest ship for now. Alright, I want to get my secondaries firing on the light cruiser. Keep our mains firing on the battleship. Alright, let's be careful here because he's got a torpedo boat coming up on the other side on us. Could have to deal with some torpedoes here. They only have a 0.6 kilometer range on theirs. My range, on the other hand, is a bit more. Alright, we're getting in a little closer than I'd like to on this fleet right now. Alright, that battleship's taken some good damage, but far from sinking. I think for now I need to keep a closer eye on my escort fleet. We did put a torpedo in the water, but he was able to avoid it right there. Alright, there goes that light cruiser. Taken out by our secondaries on the battleship. Alright, we took care of that one. Now we can go add all these torpedo boats on this side. See what's happening with the battleships. Do need to keep an eye on Jane Liu. They have taken some structural damage. Where's our mains firing on right now? They're going to go after the Suchet, named after one of Napoleon's marshals. Or generals. I can't remember if that was one of the marshals or not. We got to look it up. He was a marshal. Okay, thought so. Doing a series on Napoleon's marshals on vlogging through history right now. He must have put some torpedoes in the water because these battleships are turning awfully funny. What's his torpedo range? Nah, it's only 0.9. It can't be. Now let's get over here and see what's going on. Oh, we're awfully close to these torpedo boats. Come on, Anne Frank. Let's get a sinking here. Oh yeah, look at that. 6-inch, 2,700 damage on a torpedo boat. That was probably a kill shot on that one. These torpedo boats are just passing by. Oh, Pilau took some major damage there. 1,400 damage from a 4-inch gun on a torpedo boat. We're almost ready to fire our smoke again. I think we can start swinging around now. There goes the Admiral Cecile. Haven't been able to take out his battleships yet. This is just such a big fleet that we're facing. Alright, just in quick succession we sank a heavy cruiser, 2 light cruisers, and another torpedo boat. I'm going to send the Pilau off. Just get them out of here for now. Because of the damage that they're suffering, I just don't want to take any chances with losing a ship. So we're going to disengage with them. We'll keep fighting with the Graf Spee and the Anne Frank. We are going to have to deal with his battleships at some point, but in the meantime we're sinking all sorts. Look at all those torpedo boats sinking. Light cruiser sinking. Light cruiser, heavy cruiser. 2 more cruisers over here. So we've definitely dealt a pretty good blow to a lot of these secondaries. The problem is that the only thing they could really do against my ships would be to hit me with torpedoes, and they just don't have the technology to put torpedoes in the water at long range. So things have cleared out quite a bit now. We're basically looking at his battleships along with some additional torpedo boats. So our focus, of course, is going to be on sinking the Demokratie, which I think is just about had enough. Oh, yeah. Whole back end of that ship is flooding. Underwater. Major damage. We will need to put Jane Liu in for repairs, I think, after this. Alright, let's start focusing on the other battleships now. Just watching the accuracy. Right now we're at about 7%. But every time we fire, it's going to get closer to a decent number. Alright, you see how many torpedo boats are still back there. Long way to go. See, he's hitting the Jane Liu, but he just can't do much damage. And we only have 10.5 inches of armor on Jane Liu. I mean, we're going to need more armor than that on these ships moving forward. I'm mostly relying on their firepower to be their protection. especially once we get the Krupp armor, which I think we're about a month or two away from getting Krupp armor. So my next Dreadnoughts that I build are going to have that, and they're going to have thicker armor too. One battleship to go. Oh boy. His torpedo boats came in real close on us here. Graf Spee is going to get nailed by 2 torpedoes. I wasn't paying enough attention. Oh, that was about 4,000 damage. Oh, you know what? When I made the new formation, I always have to default tell it don't change group leader, but do avoid torpedoes. Because I made a new formation, it didn't do either one of those things. So now it's going to drop in formation, and it wasn't avoiding the torpedoes. And Frank fired a torpedo, and it hit the Claymore, but it was a dud. Oh, Pilau's still trying to get away. Graf Spee is just kind of sitting dead in the water at the moment, which isn't going to be good if more torpedoes come their way. They just aren't able to move very much right now. Now, Anne Frank, this would be a really good time to put a torpedo in the water when he's got several ships right in one spot. But they're not going to do it, are they? Aggressive! Be aggressive with the torpedoes. Alright, back over here. One battleship left to deal with. Lovely. Oh, yeah. $13. A whole bunch of 13-inch shells. Now, they didn't do a ton of damage. Oh, there's a flash fire for 12,000 damage. That seems to be a real weakness with these French ships. These battleships continue to have problems with explosions, blowing off their turrets. Alright, what's going on over here with the Graf Spee? I'm really worried about them being that close to all of these ships. There goes the last battleship. Come on, Graf Spee, just blow them all up. Alright, now it's just cleanup duty at this point. We're just dealing with a bunch of torpedo boats. Went ahead and ended the battle there just so we didn't have any issues with Graf Spee, for example, because they did have some moderate damage there. But there you go, 53,000 victory points to 371. We sank 27 French ships. Lost 0, lost 222 crew. That could not have gone better. We do need to get some ships in for repairs now, refit, get our crews back up to snuff, but things are going really, really well. Let's just take a quick look at the status of the war with the French. They are trying once again to invade southern Germany. You can see right here. This time they've got 829,000 to our 746,000. We do have a couple of available missions to us here. That one I might skip, although I think we would do well. We have a pretty big ship there. This one, that might be fun to do, but that'll be for the next episode. Here's the status now. The French have 4 battleships left, 15 heavy cruisers, 9 light cruisers, 18 torpedo boats, building 38 ships, repairing 8. Down to just a naval power rating of 37%, whereas we're at 79%. Pretty happy with that. Still teetering on the edge of war. Oh, wait, no, don't increase tension, improve relations with the British. All right, we'll see you soon. We'll come back with another episode. Thanks for watching.